It's really interesting to see how how much you need to suffer if you're a dreamer, if you're an ambitious person. It's almost like it's a curse and blessing combined. One day, one day I think about all of these things. I can imagine, I can feel it. I'm sitting in a room with all these people. I'm talking with the most successful people in the world. I'm sharing my message with millions of people. I'm building fantastic companies. I'm a great CEO, great founder, great brother, great father, great son. I have all this success, and I can see it so clearly. But the next moment you're literally on your knees asking God, what have I done to deserve this much suffering and pain? And yeah, it's really hard to be a dreamer. And I don't know if I became a dreamer over time, or if I became an ambitious person over time, or I was just born with those character traits. But one thing is one thing is for sure. I'm sure about one thing, that is that if you're a dreamer, are if you're if you're bold enough to dream and have this mindset of no limitations, and if you think that every single thing in this world is possible, then you're unlocking a really scary door. Okay, because if you think that you can achieve anything, guess what? God is going to test you. And in those moments when God actually tests you, and in those moments when you actually need to prove from what are you made of, and when you actually need to prove that you're strong enough, that when life throws you on your knees, that you are actually strong enough to get up and keep going, keep pushing, and not stop. In those moments, I think that the greatness is achieved. And sometimes it's easy for me to think about these things, but what I don't understand is when I think about all of this greatness and success that I want to achieve, and all of these things that are inspiring me and that I want to do, what I'm not realizing is that after every thought and after every yeah moment where I'm imagining all of these things, and when I'm seeing them so clearly, there is going to be a moment when I'm going to be tested. And over time I've been tested a lot. Okay, I've been tested to the point where I was thinking about taking my own life, and whether that is something that I will be proud of or not, I don't know. But I know that if you dare to dream, and if you dare to actually lose the sight of the shores, and completely change who you are as a person, and completely destroy your old self, if you're willing and if you have courage to actually discover new things, new ways of living a life, you're going to suffer, and your destiny is to suffer. And the suffering can be really bad. Okay, that's why I think that if you are a dreamer and if you are an ambitious person, you really need to be careful as to what you're asking for, because if you're not prepared, if you're not mentally tough enough, and if you're not ready to sacrifice everything that you have in your life, you're going to be crushed. Okay, and I was so close to being crushed, and I was so close to making some mistakes that I couldn't reverse. And people are going to think that you are a fucking weirdo. People are going to think that something is off in your mind. People are going to question every single thing that you do. But if you're not mentally strong enough to actually not lose yourself in the process, if you're not mentally tough enough to actually continue and to not be crushed by every single thing that life throws at you, you're oh my god. I can only wish you the best, because you are going to regret the day when you asked for all those things that you want in your life. And it doesn't matter if those things are really good for society and good for your family, and if you're just thinking about good positive things for the world and for your family and for yourself, it doesn't matter what you want to do. Okay, life is going to test you, and life is going to throw some really, really hard challenges that you need to overcome. And that's why I want to be careful when I encourage people to actually go down the path that I went through, because I'm the person who deleted all the social media 2 years ago. I'm the person who stopped talking with all the friends that isolated him. That I'm the person that is completely focused on this thing called growth, and I'm the person that is all in on this journey for 2 years right now, and I'm the person who is experiencing nothing but failure every single day. And maybe 2 years doesn't sound like a long period of time, and I'm 19 years old, and I understand that there is a lot of time ahead of me, and hopefully, and I understand that I have to go through a lot of shit in the future as well. But when you're living your life on day-to-day basis, but you're all in, you don't have a social life, you don't have any proof that what you're doing is actually worthy, you don't have, no one is clapping for you, okay? Even your parents who love you the most are maybe not believing in you. Maybe your father is asking you what you're doing with your life. Maybe your entire family is thinking that you're just going to fail eventually. Maybe nobody believes in you. You're not hearing any clapping from the crowd. Nobody is cheering for you. And when you're living that life, it's really, really hard. It's really easy actually to go down this rabbit hole and to be fucking destroyed, okay? So, as I said, I want to be really, really careful with my speech now and in the future, because encouraging people to go all in on themselves, when you have courage to dream, and when you have courage to go all in on yourself, be ready for some really hard challenges. Because if you are not ready for those challenges, and if you think that you're worthy of doing whatever you want to do, you are going to be tested, okay? And it doesn't matter what you think you are right now, because that is probably not the truth. Because you're going to learn who you are and what you are when you're fucking crying every single night, wanting to die the next morning, wanting not to wake up the next morning because how hard life is. And you're questioning if what you have going on in your life is actually worth enough of showing up tomorrow. And you're going to question everything, who you are, what you're doing. Is it worthy to continue living in this made up illusion of your life, living in this character that you built from the scratch, and you're going to question every single belief that you have, and you're literally going to enter the war. You're going to enter the spiritual war, you're going to enter the physical war. And if you're not strong enough, be careful with what you're actually desiring and dreaming, because I can tell you, by if I had a moment to sit down with you and actually ask you what are your dreams, what is something that inspires you, what you want to do in your life, I can tell you that specific moment how much suffering you're going to go through. And I have this I don't know, curse or whatever it is. Maybe it's a good thing, because maybe I think I'll be able to go through this period, and I really think that I'll be able to get out of this tunnel. But I have this character trait that I'm dreaming of such a big things, and I really want to achieve a lot in my life, but that is coming. Next to those dreams there is a price tag, and unfortunately at the beginning you can't see the price tag. You can just imagine what is the price that you need to pay for everything that you wished for to actually become reality. And as time passes, I'm realizing that the price tag is actually really expensive, for my mind, really expensive for my body, really expensive for, yeah, it's really hard. So at this particular moment, I don't know if I can't really tell you if it's everything is worth it. But what I can tell you is that I'm discovering every single day who I am and what I'm made of, and how strong as a person I am. And sometimes I feel disgust with myself. I'm in some moments, I don't want to lie to you, I'm so weak. In some moments I'm so weak that I'm hurting people that are around me and that love me. But in some moments I feel like I can do everything and that I'm strong enough. And when you're living that life with constant ups and downs every single day, and you have all these dreams, but you don't have any proof, and you don't have everything to show up for 2 years every single day, 1 second after another second, 1 minute after another minute, day after day, it can be really hard. And the last thing I want to do with this video is to actually discourage you from dreaming big, but I want you to actually understand that if you are dreaming big and if you want to achieve great things, there is a price tag next to those dreams. And be ready to lose everything and gain everything, because you're going to rediscover who you are. You're going to rediscover how the world works. You're going to rediscover who actually loves you and who doesn't love you. You're going to experience so many things, bad things and good things. And if you allow yourself to go through this process for an extended period of time, I think that you're going to come out of that process as a completely new person. The evolution of desires is going to happen. You're not going to desire the same things 2 years from now as you desired 2 years ago, and everything is going to change. You're going to completely change your point of view. You're going to suffer. You're going to have mental breakdowns. You're going to question everything. But at the end of the day, I don't think I would change my life. I don't have any regrets. And I think that everything that happened to me is was just a necessary step for me to become who I wanted to become. And one day I think I'll be proud as to who I became. But we will see, I guess. And hopefully I will keep going, because if I don't keep going, all of this was not worth it. So I owe it to myself to be great. I really owe it to myself.